Morning.
Morning. Happy Friday Eve.
Yeah, I'm sure Paula will say that in her comment today.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Did
She's always on top of that.
Nope, she hasn't commented yet.
Okay.
Welcome to the digital studio. I'm Brendan here with Heather. And been kind of a busy week for you, Heather. How was today? How was the morning show on your end?
After a big storm like we saw yesterday, it is kind of nice to have, we are tracking a little bit of some active weather, but compared to yesterday, it feels a lot more easy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to kind of have, especially the weekend is pretty calm and we're looking at calm weather. So it has been a little bit nicer than yesterday. Yesterday, don't remember much of the show at all. Do not.
Just a blur.
Yeah, it was a blur. And I needed to do something after the show that I was like, oh, I should take care of that. And I didn't even do it till I came back from my school visit because I just didn't even block that out of my memory. So...
Are we going to be seeing pictures of the school visit?
Yes, I'll show you that at the end of the forecast. So you have to wait to see. But it was super fun. And this age group particularly, very interested, very into the severe weather stuff, a lot of good questions, to the point where the teacher was like, we'll just write Heather a letter with more specific questions because all of them were just constantly asking. And they're like, we need to keep this going. I'm like, I know you have a time, so do I. So we kept going, but several questions about after the Gaylord tornado video.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. You're educating the youth of America.
Yeah.
You're doing your part, Heather. Nice job.
I am. And I really hope that some of them are a little bit more interested in weather, understand what we do here. Because a lot of them were saying they had no idea how much goes into our jobs here. So I like to talk about a little bit about that, but also just maybe future meteorologists in the making. There was quite a few of them that were super excited in what they were asking. You could tell they're very interested in the weather side. So I hope that age group kind of gets a little bit inspired.
Third graders, right, Heather?
Third graders, yeah. So at that age where everyone's asking them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Hopefully one of them says, weather girl. Like I used to before I learned the word meteorologist.
Sure.
So I could not say that.
Kind of a long word to say and spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking into the future, but how far into the future for the weather quiz?
No,
that's
only
the question.
4 days till the actual solar eclipse, but then how much further beyond our actual total solar eclipse? So we'll take a look at that. We'll look at our weather quiz standings, which Brendan is very, I think, thrilled about. No complaints there. Yeah.
That's
on fire.
That's sizzling. That's the sound effect I was making.
Yeah. Is that why the studio is hot this morning?
The heat's turned up.
I know, it is really warm in here.
What was that, Gib? And Gib's gonna accidentally delete or maybe not even accidentally. He's gonna get rid of the standings graphic.
Space bar.
We'll have engineering look into it. See where it went.
Yeah. Weird. All right, we'll take a look at the weather quiz and the forecast, and then I'll answer any of your guys' questions if you have more specific ones, of course. So let us know where you're watching. Give us a weather update. We'd love to hear that. And then any other thoughts. So weather quiz this morning. So there are between 2 and 5 solar eclipses each year. And the last time there were 5 was back in 1935. So when will there be 5 again in a calendar year? Will it be just next year in 2025? Will it be a little bit more than that in 2029? Or will it be 2206? Well, we'll see that. You have to wait to find out.
The suspense.
Right. We are waking up to a little bit of that winter weather still that's hanging on behind the system that we saw yesterday. So we are going to see some winds picking up today too, seeing more of some snow falling, but a lot of this is falling under warmer conditions. So a lot of this is melting as it hits the ground. But let me know if you guys are seeing any accumulation on the roads where you guys are at. But we are seeing more of it sticking to grassy surfaces and it's melting as it hits the ground, especially with more of our temperatures well above freezing. We are seeing our low pressure system moving closer to Lake Erie right now, and it's going to continue to move more southeast. So we'll see a little bit more of rain and snow throughout the day. So here's a look at the weather story over the next several days. So snow or wintry mix today. we'll see those scattered showers throughout the day on and off. Not everybody will see consistent rain or snow. And then gusts up to 30 miles per hour today, especially by the afternoon. It'll be a bit breezy, but the weekend outlook is looking nice and dry, quiet with some sunshine. If you have any outdoor plans, it's going to be a nice weekend to get out there and enjoy it, maybe take a hike. And then the solar eclipse is Monday. We're keeping a close eye on that forecast. If you haven't really watched up until this point, we are looking at a little bit more cloud cover in the forecast by Monday, which will definitely make it difficult, if not impossible, if it is a little bit more cloud cover. Can't hardly see the solar eclipse. We need clear skies for that. So here's a look at the solar eclipse, though. So here's a path of totality. It's through the middle of the United States, all the way through Canada. And the path of totality clips the edge of Michigan, very left or right edge of it. So we are in between the path of totality and about 80%. For the upper peninsula, even northern parts of northern Michigan. So we do have a chance, but it really will depend on cloud cover, as most of our weather does anyway around here. So we're keeping a close eye on that forecast, but right now it's not looking very likely that we'll have an opportunity to see that. Over the next few hours, we will see a little bit of some rain and snow as we head closer to the afternoon. By the afternoon, especially through the straits and the upper peninsula, we'll see a break from that rain and snow. And then by this evening, we'll see a little bit more of that moving right back in. But as that low pressure system moves off to the east, we could see a little bit of some snow mixing in. We're not expecting a lot of accumulation tonight. And then that's tomorrow already. So could be seeing a little bit of some early morning snow showers. But aside from that, nice dry weather will move in. A little bit more cloud cover expected by the afternoon. And as I mentioned, those gusty winds are the other weather story that we're talking about this morning. So by the afternoon, we'll see wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, especially if you are closer to the Lake Michigan side. And then even through the Lake Huron side, we'll still see gusts over 20 miles per hour. And then they're mainly out of the northeast, even through this evening. But by later tonight, when most of us are heading to bed and asleep, we are going to see our wind shifting more out of the north. As that low pressure system moves further off to the east, we'll start to see our winds dying down. Our highs today will be closer to around the 30s and 40s, but 40s mainly in the eastern upper peninsula, scattered rain or snow, northeasterly winds, 38 in Alpena, 36 in Atlanta, scattered rain or snow, 43 in Traverse City, 41 in Fife Lake and Kalkaska, 39 in Roscommon. Tonight we'll cool off to the 20s and 30s. We'll see our wind shifting more out of the north, and 31 in St. Ignace, so right under the freezing mark. And we'll see the scattered wintry mix ending. Same story south of the bridge, but again, most of this will end when we're all asleep. So we'll wake up to some nice dry weather. 34 in Traverse City, 30 in Fife Lake tonight, 29 in Cadillac, 32 in Manistee, Ludington, and 35 in Pentwater. The extended forecast, we're looking at that winter mix today. Aside from that, we could see few early morning snow showers east tomorrow morning in the northern lower. Aside from that, most of us will stay dry. Saturday and Sunday, looking at some sunshine, warming up to around the upper 50s in some spots in the northern lower by Sunday. So nice weekend to get outside and enjoy it. Monday, the solar eclipse, talking mostly cloudy skies that day, but we're keeping a very close eye on that cloud cover. Tuesday, a little bit more clouds will move into. Those temperatures still sticking in the 50s. And then Wednesday, we're tracking moderate rainfall.
All right, we'll get to the comments, Heather, and then actually I think it was Jackie who asked about your class visit. So I had Gib put in the segment that we ran earlier this morning.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll get to that in just a few minutes if you want to talk about that, Heather.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'll get to that, and then
I'll keep the weather quiz up until we get to that point.
Good idea.
People can see it.
It's 35. It's partly cloudy in Farmington Hills. Thank you, Christopher. Gail's watching again. It's 33. It's snowing in Kingsley. For her emojis, there's a snowflake, the sunflower, and another flower emoji. I don't know what kind of flower that is.
Oh.
It's 66 where Susie Q is right now. Down south, it'll be 76 later on. She's off to a huge farmer's market.
Ooh.
Jackie is on her way to Weight Watchers. The roads aren't too bad. That's good to hear, Jackie. It was 33 in Kalkaska. It's, let's see, what was it, 33? That's how short-term my memory is. I'm like, what did Jackie say? Because Susan Lash Sims is also chiming in from Kalkaska, and it's the exact same weather report. So I'm glad they're all agreeing there. It's 33 and snowing. Thank you,
never
Susan.
know, though. One side of the county could be different than the other. So.
That's true.
Yeah, you never know.
Valid point. Seth is watching from a snowy Petoskey, he says. Gail's guessing C, 2206 option. And so now we're at Jackie's question. She wants to know, how were the kids yesterday? Do you want to get into your segment or wait till later?
Let's get into that right now, and then we can do all the weather quiz stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll show you the picture. Oh, we'll show you the video first. So yeah, the Heather weather lessons continue. We continue our tour yesterday. We went to Kalkaska. We went to Rapid City Elementary School. And these are the third graders I got to talk to with their teacher, Mrs. Steinhoff. And they were so great. So many good questions.
Good.
They had a lot of questions about where to go during a tornado warning in their specific homes. And
look
a
at
lot
those
of
hands
them,
raised.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not kidding. Questions all the full time I was there. And they love to tell me their favorite weather. A lot of them said rain. I was like really kind of shocked by that, especially in northern Michigan. Sometimes it's fall more so than rain. But show them the Gaylord tornado video. That's always a hit with the classroom. And then I showed them her Facebook Live a little bit, Brendan, and show them behind the scenes. They love seeing the behind the scenes stuff. And questions about my hair, all the things. So super fun.
You had their full attention, Heather.
I did. All of them were very attentive. They read my bio before I even got there. So I was like, oh, you guys are prepared. And then I showed them the full forecast from that morning. So
well, that's great that you do that, Heather.
Yeah, it's super fun. I actually enjoy doing other stuff outside of the just studio work.
Pick on me.
Yeah, me.
So if you want Heather to visit your school or organization, there's her email address, hbrick@upperlive.com.
Yeah, so let me know, and then I can visit, especially I know like school is getting closer to being done. So, but we do organization. I'll be doing a career talk not too long from now, next week. Library visits. So it could be anything. I can tailor it to your school or organization. So whatever you need me to talk about, we can focus more on one thing rather than the other. Especially with younger kids, I like to keep it more fun, more visual.
Yeah.
But with, even high schoolers I've talked to, we talk more career stuff.
Good.
So get them interested. So that's a picture of the classroom, the very eager third graders. So fun. A lot of hugs yesterday before I left. It was a fun time.
That's adorable. I heard there was a hug train, as you called it, Heather.
Yeah, they called each desk and table to come give me a hug if they wanted to. Some of the guys wanted to, fist bump, and we did that too. And that Mrs. Steinhoff was great. She is a loyal viewer, so we appreciate her being such a loyal viewer to our morning show.
Definitely.
But she also has a cloud in the classroom, which was in the back corner. And she turned it on to show me because all the kids were like, oh, I bet Heather would love it. And it's literally a cumulus cloud hanging from the ceiling with lights in it. And so it changes LED colors to like music or sound. So when she talks, it also changes. So it was super fun. Wow. A little bit of weather in that classroom already.
Love the big smiles. That's great.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Jackie, that answered your question. How were the kids yesterday?
Full rundown. Yeah. All the hands raising, no matter when Adam took the video yesterday, it was just a million questions. So it was nice to have a small group though, so I could talk to a lot of them and answer most of their questions. Yeah. And my IFB is dying, so I'll let you read comments.
Okay. I'll let you know if Gibbs says anything.
Yeah.
How's my battery? Oh, we're still green. Okay. We got Tom saying good morning. I see this morning that we are once again at the bottom dip of the roller coaster. Talking about probably temperature-wise. I think a lot of people are looking forward to those warmer temperatures.
Yeah.
Christopher's guessing the 2029. That's right. That was an option. I think that was the middle option, right, Heather? Nancy is... she's not guessing, excuse me. She's saying it's 34 degrees. She's in East Jordan. Hi, Nancy. Tom is guessing 2206, as is Susan Lash Sims. And she was, we apologize for getting things wrong, because when we were doing our first Facebook Live, we were like, oh, Susan's already answered this week. Like to give people the option. So
but I told Brendan, I'm like, that was Susan Radke. I remember that.
Susan Radke, yeah. But as soon as we were about to end the live stream, Susan goes, oh no, I didn't answer yet. So we did use yours on TV.
Yeah. So Shelly is watching. Shelly, if you want to answer tomorrow, we can mention your name.
Yep. I would say, if Shelly does answer tomorrow, we'll just give it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I let her be the Facebook viewer of the day. Anyway, I just don't want to make anybody mad. I know Heather's on the same page. We just want to keep our friends happy.
Yeah, fair. And you know what? Now, since we've done this for a while, I do need to keep a solid list. So I will work on that. That is a note to self.
Yeah, just so we have it handy, just in case. That's a good idea.
I'll just keep my Post-it note for the week at the weather
Good.
desk. So
good idea.
Yeah.
All right, Joel's watching from the Pleasanton Patriots pubs. 33 degrees. It's snowing. No lawn care today. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, make it a little bit hard if you had to.
Let's see if Susie Q. All right, Susie Q. We're going to need another answer because 2026 wasn't an option. I think I know what you mean, but I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Jackie's guessing 2206, as is Joel. Good morning to you, Paul. Thanks for watching. And Susan Lash Sim says snow is sticking on the ground this morning in Kalkaska.
Oh, good to know.
My mom's watching. Hello. She said good morning from foggy Port Huron. And she's sure the kids love seeing a beautiful Heather.
Aww,
they sure did.
You.
And then my mom bringing up a visit. She drove me down to Detroit, the ABC station down that way, to meet Jerry Hodak. He was the chief meteorologist at WXYZ.
Oh.
I wanted to be a meteorologist for the longest time, but then I found out it was all math and science. Like, no thanks. I actually reached out to the professors at Valpo, Heather.
Yeah.
Like Bart and all them.
Uh-huh.
And that's when they explained all the classes I'd have to take to get a meteorology degree. I'm like, oh no, I had no idea. No thanks.
That was
No,
also,
thanks.
that's usually when I talk to kids in the classrooms, that's what I talk about too, is like a lot of math and science with my degree that I decided to get. You don't always need it, but you know, especially in Northern Michigan, you have to have the scientific degree because models like this system that we were expecting, it was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So in interest of being right and knowing what we're talking about, definitely helpful in this area. So yeah, the kids are also surprised. They're like, we had no idea how much went into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot that goes into it, including, I mean, you said there were questions about curling your hair. There's the hair, the makeup, and there's so much more to it.
Yeah, and that's just a small portion is what I look like, but getting to that point is.
It's what so many people talk about.
Yes. Yeah. But it was funny because Sarah, our producer, was going back in the video and not very often is Adam close enough to where the kids asking the questions, you can actually hear the audio. But she heard the audio this morning as she was editing the video. And she was like, yeah, I heard the girl ask, like, do you always curl your hair? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Because I'm lazy. I'll be honest. I don't want to wash my hair every day. I'm honest with the kids. But we also had a kid when I went to the last school, the last time in Benzie County, he definitely watched, I think it was the weekends, because he mentioned like, oh, I've seen you before, but you had straight hair. And I'm like, oh, I don't usually wear my hair straight for the mornings just because, again, it's easier for me. So I thought that was a very, very good observation from, he was pretty young, I think first grade. So he was mentioning that.
People pay attention.
They do.
People of all ages, Yep.
I always get comments about the dresses when I'm in public.
And
I'm like, forecast dresses. Okay.
But yeah, Mom, that brings up great memories going with you to Channel 7 down that way.
I'm sure that was super fun. I never really visited a station until I was in college.
Yeah, I went to Channel 7 twice, Channel 4 a couple times, but like throughout middle school and high school.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Dinah Lewis in the newsroom and oh my God, because I started watching the news in 4th grade. And that's when I was interested in the weather, but I would still watch the news part.
Yes.
So then when I learned about the meteorology portion, I'm like, nah, I'm still fascinated by TV news. So that's how that all happened.
Yeah. And I was just so focused on the science and math part of meteorology that I wanted to just shadow all the National Weather Service offices. So I spent a lot of time. I think I was up to like 160 hours at the National Weather Service office in Spokane at one point. And I was working with the GIS stuff because that's like a map system that you can also get your degree into at Valpo. I did like one class-ish about cartography stuff. So I did that at the office and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that portion of National Weather Service really. And then the day-to-day forecasting was always fun because we're in the mountains. So the way they forecast there is very different than here. And so seeing all the access to all the radars and like they have a 3D model where you could slice a storm and see the hail core. And I was on that all the time.
How they're just drooling.
Yes, drooling. Yeah. I know, it was so fun when they gave me access to that.
Gail's reporting that snow is sticking to the ground and trees in Kingsley. Got Wendy watching from Prudenville, light snow currently, and she's guessing 2206. Mike is watching from the Path of Totality, if I'm not mistaken. Sandusky, Ohio,
Oh.
the home of Cedar Point. Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
So Mike's still going to be heading to Grand Marais tomorrow for rock hunting. Remember he asked for the forecast for Grand Marais the other day?
Yeah, and Grand Marais was in that forecast from Marquette in that like area where you could pick up 12 or more inches of snow the other day.
Yeah, 5 to 24 inches.
Yeah, the 5.
Right.
I that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
The blizzard warning, I've never seen a range 5 to 24 inches. But then I looked closer at the graphic too, and like that was generally speaking. But yeah, it was kind of concentrated right over the western UP, Marquette area. And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So Jackie, and I think I know what she means. I think this is going off your weather visits. She goes, should we ever come to Weight Watchers, Brendan? And I think she means to present, for you to present. And I'm sure a lot of people, they would love to hear the weather information, no matter where they are. But you're always welcome to come.
Yeah.
Heather.
I may, if you want me to.
If the price is right. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
She doesn't charge.
No, it's for
I don't
free.
think you do.
And it's off the clock.
It's all from the goodness of her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher said, that's awesome, Heather. And the kids looked like they were excited for the visit.
Yeah, it was a surprise. So the teacher didn't tell them. Usually the teachers will tell them in advance. And so she told them that morning and they were like so excited all morning.
And got Susan Radke guessing 2206. Nancy's guessing the same thing. Susan Lash Sims saying, I got the question last week. Yeah, we as in Heather, we'll keep a Post-it note or something, a sticky note, so we make sure that
the days blend together.
We don't let that happen again.
My apologies.
Susan-Pat saying, always enjoy seeing you too. Enjoy the day. Thank you, Susan-Pat. I don't know which one is it Susan or Pat? I don't know. Looks like a combined account.
It could be both too. Yeah.
Christopher said, unfortunately for me, math is definitely not my strong suit. So I just listen to the meteorologist on TV and on Facebook and read the weather information from the NWS offices on Facebook. He keeps up to date.
Yeah. AFDs are fun.
Sam says, ugh, Heather, you said the snow wasn't sticking. In northeastern Mason County, it's white. Send in the St. Bernards. I hate snow.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, it is warm, so a lot of it is melting. Even I've been keeping a close eye on our weather cameras, and a lot of it's looking like it's melting. But yeah, there was portions where you could see a little bit of that sticking today. But I mean, we're reaching the 40s by the afternoon, so hopefully most of that will just turn to rain and then melt it off the ground.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of dogs, it's going to get their paws wet today.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt saying light snow in Rogers City.
And
now we're all caught up in comments and guesses, Heather.
Cool. So reveal the answer since we already did the fun stuff. So there are between 2 and 5 solar eclipses each year. And the last time there were 5 was back all the way in 1935. When will there be 5 again in a calendar year? What were you thinking, Brendan?
I was guessing the one way in the future, 2206.
Yeah, looking far into the future here. So it'll be 182 years from now. We'll see 5 in a calendar year. And here's a look at our weather quiz standings. Brendan's on fire. 3 for 3. Yeah. And then director Gibb, producer Sarah, and Facebook viewers are all tied 2 for 3. So we'll see how tomorrow plays out.
And who guessed today on Facebook, Heather?
Susan Lash Sims.
Yep.
I'm already writing it down right now.
There it is.
So I can't remember. What was the first? I can't remember the one on Tuesday. I'll have to go back.
Was it Gail on Tuesday?
I think so.
Gail and then Susan Radke and Susan Lash Sims.
Yeah, so I just have both the Susan's names right here.
And then Shelly, if she guesses tomorrow from Charlevoix, we're going to go with Shelly's answer. We originally chose Shelly, and then we're like, oh, nope, we were wrong. All right, we see some comments on people holding themselves accountable. We want to talk about tomorrow's morning show because...
Fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Madison Stoddard is going to be live at Comerica Park. It's the home opener for the Detroit Tigers tomorrow.
Yes.
And so we're going to be talking about what's new this season. And then Harrison, our sports director, Harrison Beebe, is going to have live coverage for the evening shows. So we have our team heading down to Detroit.
Yes, one of the many news stations that will be there
Yep.
And it looks like the weather will cooperate a little bit. Could see a little bit of some snow there in the morning. So we'll kind of see how Madison's live shot plays out.
And Gib, where can people watch that? They can't. Oh, I was going to ask you to pull up that graphic. There you go.
Oh,
he goes, give me a second. I'm just giving him a hard time. No, our morning show is 4:30 to 7. You can stream on upperfly.com. Madison's live report started about 5:50 tomorrow morning. Yes. And she'll have another report at 6:15, 6:45. There we go. Seeing and saying, we love it, don't we, Heather?
We do.
Thank you, Gib. Yeah. So you can join wherever you are.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in Northern Michigan. We have a lot of baseball fans watching, I know. And it's always fun to see. There's that big scoreboard, the second largest in the MLB. That's going to be debuted tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who the Tigers are playing tomorrow, but
yeah, I didn't actually look at that either.
Oakland, thank you. The Oakland A's.
Yes.
Athletics, yeah. Thanks, Gib.
Yes.
I just thought, even for me not being much of a sports fan, I think going to the baseball park is my favorite. It's just fun to. I like to go and people watch, and just go and get food.
I like
treats.
the food part. I've always liked the food part.
In downtown Detroit, if you haven't been there in a while, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot going on in downtown Detroit, a lot of great restaurants and things to do, and Campus
Especially
Martius
right by the
really
park,
pretty.
too.
Right by what?
The park.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gordie Howe International Bridge is under construction. You can see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost coming together over the Detroit River.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, a lot going on.
Brendan loves Detroit.
Oh boy. We have a couple of the comments before we go. Matt says, have a good day today. Thank you. Bill's watching from Scottville. It's 35 and snowing. So Bill is not too far from who is watching. Sam.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
Sam.
the edge of the viewing area for us. Very edge. We used to have a weather watcher in Scottville who would call in all the time.
Yeah, Mike.
A long time weather watcher for us. Yeah.
Sure did. Appreciate his.
That's how I knew that place really existed. Because I've driven through, but, smaller towns. But I know it's on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's in our viewing area. Christopher brings up a great point. Don't forget the NFL draft is going to be in Detroit. Oh, it's later this month.
Yeah, we are planning on
25th to the 27th, according to my sources, aka Gib.
Yeah, we're trying to send our own.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Gib. So that's exciting. So then what players find out what teams are going to? Is that it? Oh, college players find out which NFL team they're going to?
Yes.
Cool.
And then we are trying to get our own reporters down there, although there is preferential treatment just given the stations in Detroit and closer to that area. So we are trying to get our own reporters down there to get some live coverage. So we'll keep you posted if we are going to the draft, but that is a goal we've been talking about.
Yep. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
All right. We're past 9:00. Anything else on your mind, Heather?
No. Busy week for us here. So
Gib,
looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. He goes, nah, I'm good.
Nah. Okay.
All right. No more comments. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Have a good Friday Eve, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.